B-roll in Headingley, and welcome to the Every Bus vlog. We're in pretty much the centre of the student world here in Leeds, and it's the first week of July, the end of the university year. So things are a little quieter than they'd otherwise be. It's the ideal time to ride a few uni buses before the summer. Here's a map of the buses I'll be riding today. The 1 and 1B start in Beeston, then head up to Leeds where the 28 and N1 start. All of them, and several other buses, we'll get to that, take the same route to Headingley. The 1B stops short, serving a single stop at Beckett Park before turning around and heading back south. The rest carry on north to Far Headingley, with the 1 and 1N serving Wheatwood, and the 28 turning right and going to Adel. I originally went out on the 1st of July to film some footage, and unfortunately I had my camera set up wrong. So several hours of footage, a full day of filming, it's all totally unusable. I went back to shoot some static footage. It's not great, but it'll do. The two places I want to highlight that I couldn't go back and shoot footage of are the University of Leeds and Woodhouse Moor. At the university is the only point where the different routes serve different stops, though they're all very close together. I assume it's to handle lots of passengers all getting off and on at once. A little further up there's Woodhouse Moor, which is a nice and well-kept park. Unfortunately, from what I could see on the maps, there's no parking nearby, and I didn't have time to ride a bus down. So we're going to have to wait until the next time I'm in the area to film there. Headingley Central, or the Arndale Centre as it used to be known, and still is if you ask the bus stops, is an outdoor shopping precinct in the centre of Headingley. It's been home to such big names as Summerfield and Wilko, which are now a Poundland and a Sainsbury's. Oddly, a hotel has since been built on the roof, I guess for people who like their buildings to be on buildings. The mall didn't quite destroy the high street, as is often the fear. There are plenty of shops and businesses nearby. Things seem to be winding down for the summer though. Being a student town, everything here is seasonal. And that includes the buses. Right now, the buses connecting Leeds with the university campus and Headingley are very frequent. On average, there's a bus along this road every 2 or 3 minutes in each direction, all taking the same route. Even on a Sunday, that only drops to a bus every 4 or 5 minutes each way. Over the summer, they're usually less frequent, ramping back up in frequency as the new academic year approaches. Also in Headingley, there's a railway station and a cricket ground, but neither of them are served by these routes, so we'll cover them another time. We'll also cover the northern end of the number 1 in the next episode. There isn't much. So let's ride the 28 to Adel instead. Adel is very much on the northern edge of Leeds, and it's lovely. There really isn't much to say about it, except that it's lovely. Pretty. Quiet. Peaceful. It's only a 10-minute bus ride from Headingley, and it's lovely. There's this community garden, there's some halls of residence between here and Headingley. Lots of houses, one convenience store, a well-being hub where there's a pharmacy and a yoga studio. Trees. Lots of trees. And that's about it. It's lovely. Here's some footage of Beeston that I took on a different day. It was my first visit to Beeston, and I've been through here many times, especially when I lived in Morley, but I'd never actually stopped off here and wandered around. Beeston is an old council town with plenty of affordable housing, and it's well served by public transport. There are several routes to different destinations. Fortunately, it seems Beeston is yet to fall to gentrification. We'll start at the western end where the number 1 terminates, and we'll head east. The first thing we come to is this community centre. It's got a lovely little lawn in front of it, and a great big sign saying it's the community centre. Next there's a small shopping centre, which has a council hub and a library, a couple of chain stores, a Bucky's, and a nicer, which used to be a co-op. And still is, if you ask the bus stops. Bit of a recurring theme, that. Anyway. If we keep heading east from here, there's a tanning studio, a newsagent, a butcher. In fact, the road from here to Leeds is lined with businesses. Kebab shops, estate agents, all sorts. Anyway, that one was a little bit underwhelming. I have managed to fix my camera settings for the next episode. So, until then, remember to like and subscribe. A big shout out to my members over on patreon.com/everybusvlog. And whatever else happens, don't forget to thank your driver.